Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Gibson. I am the creator of Norm Therapy. It's our revolutionary interviewing process that we use in order to help victims of survivors all over the world. We've been very successful. We have hundreds of testimonials of not only the people that we trained around the world and on every continent, with the exception of Antarctica, because, it's not a very follow-oriented audience there. But everywhere else on the planet, we have norm therapists trained. It's about a year-long process to become a norm therapist, about 5 months of actual course study. We have some amazing courses, but also, in addition to that, another 6 months or 180 days of probationary period, which is like an internship uh, where they, once graduating or the recognition course, they go into the practical application and the internship, if you will, that 180-day probationary period, where they become more familiar with abuse cases. They sit in with live patients along with seasoned norm therapists, and they learn whatever you couldn't learn in a class, they get in practical application and in real life. Then after about a year, when they do graduate the entire course, they're put out there and on call to abuse care of victims and survivors around the world. We've helped everybody in situations from PTSD, dealing with bad relationships, narcissists, sometimes sociopaths, human trafficking. I mentioned PTSD for a reason twice, because it's very important to us, but also elder care. You name it, we champion over 21 abuses and areas of interest in norm therapy. And we use our nonprofit. We have a 501c3 public charity where uh, norm therapy actually undergirds the nonprofit. We will take our time and our efforts as well as our services, and we provide a complete turnkey operation from training to interviewing to sessions. We provide that free of charge to the nonprofit. And that nonprofit will take about approximately 10% of everything we do, worldwide, and as a norm therapist, and it'll provide that to people who qualify who can't always afford our treatment. So we've been very consistent on that. I don't think that is something that will ever change. Some people need our help and can't get it because of economic reasons, so we want to be there for them when they're knocking at our doors. Anyway, today, Ruchika Kharbanda, she's from New Delhi. She's with us today. She's actually living in, yeah, hi, Ruchika, how are you? She's
Hi.
she's actually living in Fremont, California, and she's been in the United States about 18 years. So we're going to hear from her today. We're going to have some discussions, and we're going to go from there. Hi, Ruchika, how are you again?
Hi, Michael. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. I was going to go on to say that you also, and I need to do something here that I didn't do, but I'm going ahead and do it. I normally start recording right about now, but it's okay. We'll just record right now. I'm okay
Fine.
with that.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is, that you work with Abuse Refuge Org, our nonprofit that I was just talking about. Abuse Refuge Org is the organization at abuserefuge.org, where you can go and find the help that you seek, number one, if you're in abusive circumstance. And Ruchika, can tell you a little bit about our operation from the standpoint of HR, and that's onboarding and offboarding. She gets to see everybody coming and everyone going as members or volunteers or employees of not Norm Therapy, but also of course, Abuse Refuge Org. So I want to talk with you about that experience and what types of people that you're actually involved with as you go through this process. So, Ruchika, tell us, what is a day in your life, without arrow norm therapy, but in your life? What did you do today to prepare yourself for this particular broadcast?
Thank you, Michael. So basically, I wake up to a brand new day every day. I look up to my day as a something that I can achieve and something that I can do new. And I do yoga every day. Uh,
Ah,
and I do meditation. I try to do nature walks as well, either one of the three, not all of them together. So
Mhm.
I try to do incorporate some kind of physical activity in the morning hours itself, so that my mind and my brain and my body are all aligned together, and they're focused to take on the day, whatever the day throws at me, whatever life throws at me. Uh,
Mhm.
then I work with the school district. So then I get ready. I typically cook in the morning hours for my family, and then I go to the school district as a noon duty, as a paraeducator, or as an office
Wow.
assistant, whatever opportunities I get. I'm subbing right now, I'm substitute right now. So I have an app. So I look up my opportunities over there, and I take it up as whatever comes my way on a need basis.
Okay, so you take the whole health approach in the morning
Yes.
to get yourself ready for your day. Is this a thing you do
Exactly.
every day or just today? Do you do this
No,
every day?
every day, every day, every day I stay in my routine. I do my, morning religious activities as well, like chanting some mantras, chanting
Okay.
something, remembering God, because that way, I stay focused, and
You're
it
Hindu,
helps.
correct?
Sorry,
What is it? What is your faith? Your faith is
Hinduism.
Hinduism, right? Exactly. And so, and being from New Delhi and transplanted over to the United States, that's really something that you remain consistent with your religious activities. That's wonderful. Okay,
That's
but it's a very spiritual relationship
very
with religion.
spiritual. Yes, very spiritual relationship with God. I'm not, I don't worship a deity or a statue or something, but I believe that the inner consciousness and the outer consciousness are the same. And
Mhm.
they basically, whatever you think, you manifest, and
Mhm.
they are interconnected. The universe is interconnected with your inner consciousness. So universe is always at your command, and universe is always ready to serve you, provided you have all the positive things inside of you, and you think positively, and whatever you
Mhm.
think, you can manifest that. I believe in manifestations a lot, and I have seen the documentary The Secret, which talks about manifesting your dreams, your dream life, basically, whatever
Mhm.
you want to achieve in life, you can manifest that. Uh,
Is this coming from, let's say, the Gita? Is it coming from
the
the
Gita,
Bhagavad
the
Gita?
Bhagavad
The
Gita,
Bhagavad
the
Gita.
Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad
Mhm.
Gita, the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, exactly.
I have the small version of the Bhagavad Gita on my desk all the time, because
Yes.
I try to read it and I try to incorporate the teachings in my life.
Would you believe I actually read most of all the volumes of the Bhagavad Gita over the years? I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
practice Hinduism, but I like spiritual text.
Yes.
I've read most of the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible. I read everything that have to do with spirituality and God. If you not
Yes.
everything, but most of the majors, I've read it, and I kind of study it because I think if we are, as you're saying, aligned physically in our physical manifestation of self, if we're aligned there and we're also aligned spiritually, then we're on the right path towards whatever we are seeking or what is seeking us out of life.
It's a
And
path of righteousness. So you want to do the right things every time you try to
yes.
action,
Hmm.
whatever action, thoughts, feelings, emotions, physical as well as metaphysical, you should do the right thing, so I firmly believe in that. I firmly believe that doing the right action, speaking the right words, and having the right thoughts, and having the right feelings and vibrations within us, they will manifest into the right things outside, and physical and metaphysical are connected.
Some years ago, there was an Indian chap out of Bangalore, and he it was many a couple few decades ago. He was always trying to teach me how to get in tune with myself. And when you're
Yes.
younger, you think you know everything. Now,
Yes.
30 years ago, I'm a young, Green Beret and all this kind of stuff. So I thought I was a bad boy doing all kinds of great stuff. And what I realized is through experience, or listening to people who have experience, or better yet, studying those experiences through spirituality and connectivity to the world, I realized that pretty much all things were possible.
Yes.
Everything you could ever imagine is possible.
When you
Um,
connect to your inner consciousness,
yes.
you can manifest anything in life. You can manifest your dream job. You can manifest your dream house. It's basically living the American dream, having a
Mm-hmm.
dream job, having a dream house, having a dream car, having a dream life partner, having
Mm-hmm.
having wonderful kids, or whatever is your
You're the embodiment of your own manifestations.
manifestation. You can embody it. You can you
Yes,
can you can see it happening in your own eyes. So I
absolutely.
firmly believe in that. And with the right vibration and feeling and emotions inside, you have to realize that you're not just this body. You're more than that.
Mhm. You're part of the whole universe, the whole ecosystem of life.
Exactly.
Yes, I've always believed that. Even before I read the Gita or anything else, I'm I've I've always been this way. I just didn't know how to articulate it and put it all together until you become more mature and start understanding life in itself. Okay,
Yes.
so we're spiritual people and we're looking for life. What happens when you want to better your life? When according to many religious studies around the world, let's say you live in a comfortable life, as you seem to be. And let's say you want to do something else now, and you want to, of course, continue to live in a comfortable life, but you want to go up a couple of notches in your life. Um, I'm told, at least I know that the most of the Buddhist monks in the world believe what I'm about to say. And I agree with them. So you can be comfortable in one place and be flourishing there, like let's say you and I are now. But then when you want to go to the next level, there's something else you have to do. And normally, from what I understand about my world travels and everything I've ever done in my life, normally it's a little bit more uncomfortable to go to the next level. But when you get there, because they say that if whenever you're comfortable, but then you're ready to make another step, the only way to be able to make that next step is if you realize that whenever you're comfortable, that you have reached all you need to know about that level or that stage. Once you're comfortable, you have reached that plateau. You're right exactly where you want to be. But if you want to get to the next level of comfort or new opportunities, ideas, new lifestyles, or increase the value of life, that is going to be somewhat painful. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I absolutely agree with that because, the thing is that once you've reached a plateau,
Mm-hmm.
you you have to push yourself out of that comfort zone.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to push yourself out of the zone that you're flourishing in.
And
You
that
have to
brings you,
you have to disrupt what you're doing right now and you have to recreate.
yes, that's what I'm trying
Creation,
to say. There you go. There
creation,
you
new creation.
Well, let me ask you this. You came to Arrow, Abuse Refuge org, as a volunteer, and you
Yes,
work with onboarding and offboarding in the HR department. What
yes.
do you think of what you do with the organization? What do you believe about what you do in our organization?
Going back, taking a step back a little bit, I've always believed in the mission of well-being of other people. I always believe that uh, greatest good of the greatest common man or
Yes,
woman, right?
absolutely.
And coming from my background, I have always had that mission that I want to help out as many people as possible.
Good.
I've worked with Meals on Wheels, where I was involved with elder care, delivering meals to the elderly people.
Wow. That's
I
really
used to drive on my own and go to deliver their meals to their homes because they are not able to, they are homebound.
they
They are
are
not.
infirmed at home.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Wow.
second thing is I was involved with uh, Then I took up Arrow
Mhm.
because I felt that I want to help out as many people as possible. And I want to, in the onboarding and offboarding, we have volunteers, we have employees, we have people who, volunteers and employees who join us, and we
Mhm.
try to onboard them. We try to put them in our system, put them in our databases,
Make
and
sure
then,
they're educated and onboarded correctly, of course. You guys do a great job at that over there. Great
yes,
job. Yeah.
yes, thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
uh,
And
uh,
then we offboard them once they leave. So we delete them from all the systems that are possible, that delete them from the databases, delete them from the Slack channel, delete them from the, the
Donna.
different systems that we have in our organization.
Mhm.
So I see that, I wanted to learn human resources because I want to connect with people on that level
Yes.
in order
How are
to
you
help
doing
them
so
out.
far? How are you doing so far?
I'm doing great because, in Arrow, I've found that the systems are in place. We have the different softwares that we need to do our tasks, and we are able to uh, delete and add people as they come and go.
Hmm.
And we are able to utilize those systems very well. So I'm able to connect with people on that level, and I'm able to I'm working towards my HR credentials as well, as you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm able to learn that work. I'm able to study and learn that work that will add to my personal biodata as well, and as well as, helping out people in that way. So I've always been high on volunteering. I started with volunteering at school. I started with volunteering with Meals on Wheels, Life Elder Care, and
Mhm.
now I'm volunteering with Arrow. So that is
Wonderful.
something that is my passion, to help out as many people as possible.
So in a school system, in your normal job, and that substitute, you were talking about being a substitute teacher, working with other different areas of the school district, you're helping people there too. Tell us what that looks like.
Yeah, because over there we have the special needs kids.
Hmm.
The special needs kids need extra help in terms of their homework help or their support. So we help them out in terms of their learnings, and that we teach them every day, uh,
Hmm.
math, English, and other subjects. Uh, while I'm doing noon duty, I see that people are eating their lunch properly, they're finishing their meals, they don't spill their meals, they throw away their trash, they clean up their. So we are teaching them table manners.
Hmm. Just as one particular subject, table manners.
Just as table manners,
So
just
you
as one.
reinforce that every day, of course, because
We
they have to eat
reinforce that
every day.
exactly. Yes.
Okay, so these students who are special care and special needs students, what ages are they?
They are between K to 6, from kindergarten up till sixth grade.
Okay, and this is a large school then.
This is a large school. This is a large school district. It's basically the whole of Fremont Unified School District, and I could go to any school that caters to such kids.
Wow, that is amazing. I like that. So you've oriented yourself towards that kind of discipline of assisted efforts with special needs people. Uh,
Absolutely.
well, boy,
Speaking
bless
more
your
of that,
heart.
I want to increase my own empathy, my own
Hmm.
compassion, my own kind-heartedness.
Hmm.
And I want to, because I feel that, I'd also written in my bio that I believe in self-actualization.
Yes, I saw it. We're gonna get to that for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead if you like. Please expand
Yeah.
on
Self-actualization is something that, Maslow's theory of hierarchy.
it.
So
Hmm.
it talks about the highest level is self-actualization. So it is something that you're above the ego.
Exactly.
You are trying to live in the present moment, and in the present moment you are totally accepting the situation that you're in. This is not
Well,
to say that you don't act on it. Acceptance does not mean inaction.
so I know, but tell our audience, what does it mean? What does acceptance mean? Say that again.
Acceptance means that I present whatever I am in the present moment, or whatever the situation is the present moment. I'm in total acceptance, total acceptance of that thing.
Right. You've embraced it as your reality. You accept
You
it.
accept it as your reality.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you don't do anything about it. If the reality is a negative reality, that
You,
doesn't mean that you don't act on it. You still act on it, but with inside that internal belief that I'm not going to change the outcome of it.
exactly. If you just totally accept it and don't do anything about it, it will remain status quo or stagnant. And
Exactly.
you're saying to be dynamic and watch it convert into something positive once you know a negative existence is at hand, you want to change that into a positive and productive existence, is what we're
Exactly.
trying to get. That's a wonderful way to live.
Live,
Uh,
yeah. And living spontaneously, whatever that moment offers, live
yes,
spontaneously.
exactly. Give us
And
an
be,
example. Give us an example of living spontaneously. What would that look like
for
for our?
example, right now I'm conversing with you. So
Yeah.
whatever question that comes up, I want to answer it spontaneously. There is nothing that is prepared beforehand.
So you're not necessarily doing it from the brain or the heart. You're doing it from the
But
spirit.
you're doing from the soul. You're doing it
Yes,
from
got it.
consciousness.
Yeah, okay, now you're talking my language. I love this because I think most self-actualization comes from a person's ability to be in the unknown and find the known. I think
Yes.
that I think there's more wisdom in what you don't know. I'm sure, as the Gita suggests, there's
Yes.
more wisdom in what you don't know than in what you do know. Because when
Exactly.
you do know something, you go just like this. You put on your blinders, you go, I know that, and you go get it, and that's that. It's
Yes.
focus, it's final. But
Yes.
when you don't know something, Ruchika, when you don't know something, everything becomes a possibility. And I
The more
think that
I
is
learn, the more I know that I don't know.
Okay, this is good. I can talk about this all day and night. You should have just made this the subject, but we have many other things to talk about. But tell me, why are you interested in astrology? How does astrology align with you?
Astrology is basically, different planetary combinations
Hmm.
that drive our life. So, astrologically, we are talking about different planets. Planets come into our life and they drive the life. And once their period comes, supposing I'm talking about Mercury as a planet, or Jupiter as a planet, and I'm
Hmm.
running the period of that particular planet,
Right?
then that becomes the driver of my life.
Okay, so if you're in Venus or Mercury or Jupiter, if you're in that planetary alignment, then it dictates the outcome of your life
Of your
based on
life.
the path you're on.
If it is supposing in the if the Venus or Jupiter is in the sign of money,
Okay.
then the money thing gets activated in my life and I start making money.
Got it. So whatever abundance is being provided by the planetary alignment is what you'll receive during that time period. But it isn't always that the money alignment is in play. It's other alignments, health, it could
Health,
be knowledge, it
knowledge,
could be many
wisdom.
other areas that are in alignment. What are some
Exactly.
of your major alignments in your life? Money, health, and knowledge, and what anything else? Spirituality, what else?
Family life, family
Okay,
life.
good one.
Yes.
So, so you
Family
look to the
life,
stars,
look to the
family?
stars.
Okay,
Career.
right. Yeah, whatever your vocation, your career is, I'm sure there has to be alignment for that. When you
Exactly.
say family, how many kids do you have, if you don't mind telling our audience?
I have one kid, and I have
Yay!
and I have one furry kid, one dog,
Okay, you have a dog and a furry kid. I mean, a kid and a furry
furry
kid,
kid.
a dog.
Yes.
Got it,
Yes.
got it. What kind of dog is it?
It's a Boston Terrier.
Beautiful dog. Beautiful
It's a
dog.
beautiful dog. It's a
Yes,
beautiful,
it is.
playful dog. It's a playful dog, yet it's low maintenance. It does not
Mhm.
shed.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent,
Hmm.
very, very mindful, and very unconditionally loving.
You know what? let's talk about that for 10 seconds. I know animals are man's best friend, especially dogs,
Yes,
but these are some most unconditional, loyal entities, these pets of ours.
right.
Your experience, you just enabled me to want to talk about, and that is I love animals. I pretty much love animals and kids. Those are my two favorite things in the world, animals and
Same
children.
thing. Same here, same here.
Yeah. And to be enlightened by their beauty, their majestic nature, their unconditional love,
Yes,
and always curious, always curious.
always curious.
Yes, that fascinates me. What's your experience, not only with animals, but children at school and life in general? What's your experience with animals and children?
I have the same experience pretty much. I feel that they are enlightened souls. They come in your life to teach you how to give love, not just take love, but how to
Mhm.
give love. You
All right.
should love the other person as you love your own child.
Yes.
There should not be any discrimination between that this is my child and this is someone else's child. I have to love both of them alike.
Okay. And if you can discern that and you understand that,
I
what do you
understand that.
think? No,
How
no,
do
and
I implement that in practical life?
yeah, right. Practical
Basically by
application is difficult.
it's basically by practice. You know,
Yes.
whenever that discriminatory thought comes, you have to tell yourself that no, everyone is made of the same consciousness. Everyone is made of the same awareness. There is
Hmm.
something called as a knower, Knower, inside
Hmm.
everyone, which knows, which
Yes.
has the wisdom, which has the power, which has the consciousness, which has the awareness. The
And the
whole universe
connectivity to
is made of
everything else.
it's everything else.
Yes.
So you have to tell that everyone has that soul or that knower or that power or that consciousness, no matter what word you want to call it by God or by anything else. You want to call
Hmm.
it soul, Soul. You
Hmm.
can call it anything that you want, but everyone has that same thing within them, and we have to love that thing, not the body formation of that person.
Right. Not the embodiment of it, but the actual inner workings of that person.
Inner workings of that person. So I'm
Oh,
so attracted to these esoteric topics,
yes,
these
absolutely. That's
just enchant me because I want to know the inner truths of life, of the human beings, of the animals, of the children, of everyone, what we are made of. What we are made of. Are we made of five elements? That is water, air, earth, uh,
fire.
air,
Hmm.
water,
Fire.
air, earth, fire, and
I think
uh,
was it
fifth
wind?
element,
You
just
already
not
said
getting
air. Yeah,
air.
I know the
Yeah,
five elements. It's water, uh, the sun or heat.
heat,
Heat.
heat.
That's it. That's the one we're missing. Heat.
That's what we are missing. Heat is basically your digestive system, the digestive that helps you
Exactly.
digest the food. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think mankind in general around the world, what do you think we're missing right now that has so many problems? What do you think are causing so many problems in the world?
I think what we are missing is love,
A universal kind of connective love is what you're saying.
connected love, that we all are one.
The love of humanity, love of self and each other.
Yes, self-love as well as loving the humanity,
So
external love
that,
as well as internal love. So we are
so
just
that,
missing love.
okay, okay. I like that. I think so too. I believe that when I think what we've been as a society, as a global society, we've been separated so long, we forget that other people think differently, believe differently, and act differently than we do. And when people don't conform to who we are, oftentimes not just me, Michael, or you, Ruchika, but any me in the world. When you're from Brazil and no one conforms to the way you do things, you get kind of standoffish to them. But if you're from India and somebody does something outside of the way you do it, you're kind of reticent to that kind of activity in your life. If You're from the United States and you think everybody should do it the way the US people do it. Um, I think we've been separated so long as a global culture because the war used to bring us all together, believe it or not. Even though it was bad and it was terrible, many wars from Genghis Khan forward have shaped the planet as it is today, and all the different cultures and acceptance of one another. And every time a new empire or a new authority in war takes over, it brings that culture to the world. And now today with the internet and with these fast apps and all of this, it makes it even faster without having to go to war and shoot each other. So tell me, how do you think technology is affecting the way we communicate and deal with each other in the world? And what do we need to do to help that along?
I feel technology is a double-edged sword. It can help you or it can destroy you. It
Hmm.
depends on how you utilize technology, how you use technology.
Yes.
If you look at the positive aspects of technology, then you can use it to unite the world. You can use it to reach out to more people. It increases your reach. It increases your potential. It
Hmm.
increases your uh, basically the what you want to communicate, the way you want to communicate. It helps you in communication. But if used negatively, then technology can destroy things. It can uh, separate people. It can spread hatred. It can
Hmm.
it can you know
You
so
can
it's
eliminate the emotional uh,
quotient.
impact and yes, the emotional quotient, but also that impact, that interrelatable possibility between people. It eliminates it sometimes through technology. I think artificial intelligence is just talking about technology. I think it's going to be one of those things that'll bring us together in a great way, but it's going to separate us in another way. I think the way it will bring us together, it'll start helping people articulate issues and understand issues in their own level of understanding or their own level of education. But I think also because it's so smart, the average artificial intelligence program is smarter than every human being on the planet. So if
Yes.
you're creating something smarter than every human being on the planet, and you give it the ability to learn, then at some point it's going to be too smart for us. And I think that's dangerous. I think it's going to be able to take over operations we should be in charge of. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the human should be in charge of the technology rather than the other way around.
Mhm.
Technology should not be in charge of the human because the human brain has the emotion, has the feelings, has the the IQ as well as the EQ to
Yes,
manage the technology. But
exactly.
if technology takes over, then they don't have emotions. It will just have the IQ. It will just be like a nerd overpowering a human being. So that is something we need to avoid. And we need to work with technology. We need to work with people with lot of open-mindedness. When you
Yes.
ask that question on what lacks in the world today, it is the open-mindedness and the broad-mindedness.
Ah, there you go. You're absolutely correct. You have to be extremely open-minded in order
Open-minded.
to accommodate any new information and then utilize it. There
Utilize.
we go. Yeah, I think you absolutely hit it on the head there. Most people can't do that. You
Yes.
know, in the world, people want other people to lead them. They
Yes.
want
We
other
just
people
want
to
to be
take the first.
followers.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. And that's 90 to 95% of the people in the world are followers.
Followers. Yes.
You know, I always tell people you must have already been a great follower in order to become a great leader.
Leader.
Because you have to
Yes.
know how to follow to lead. That's
Yes.
just it. You're a
Yes.
great follower, you'll be a great leader if you take that other step, you know, to that
Yes.
new discomfort out of your comfort zone, to that new level of discomfort into leadership.
Discomfort. Yes.
Tell me
Yes.
something. When you see people who are very good at what they do and they're smart and they're just stagnant. I'm sure you see it in the education system all the time. Their teacher's been teaching the same class for 30 years.
Yes.
and they never move out of that. That
Yes.
has to be hard on them to some extent, and so repetitious that it may be altering their psyche or altering their mental status to have to continue to do the same thing over and over and over. Do you see
Yes.
that kind of burnout occurring in the educational field?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I see that a lot because people, they don't want to push themselves out of their comfort zone, or they don't want to, uh, certain times they have family circumstances due
Mm-hmm.
to which they cannot change their job, or they cannot, or they remain in status quo.
Got it. Got it.
So we have to be compassionate towards such people also, because of their certain circumstances, they are not able to push themselves out of or look for a change.
So, as a catalyst, and you are a catalyst in life because you've done so many different things at such a young age. So, you're changing constantly, metamorphosizing constantly, doing different things
Yes,
constantly, reaching
yes,
different plateaus and going beyond them constantly. Because you're that
exactly.
type of dynamic personality, tell me,
Yes.
what advice would you give people who find themselves in stagnant circumstances and status quo? They find themselves there and unable to get out of that rut. Let's say that person who, for their family circumstance, they can't get another job or quit a job. What kind of advice would you give them?
I would tell them that, push your limits. Push
Please.
your limits, push your mental limits, push your physical limits, push your emotional limits, and try to see that how you can be creative in your current jobs itself. How
Yeah.
to how you can bring about any kind of a change in how you do things, how you approach things in your daily day-to-day lives. How can you bring about some changes so that things become more exciting, things become more dynamic,
Hmm.
you look forward to your day. Because
Absolutely.
when you're in a rut position, you don't look forward to your day. You're like, oh, it's another day. I have to do another thing. I have to do the same thing, right? So
Hmm.
push yourself out of your limitations. And I understand that certain times, due to family circumstances and due to other circumstances, you're not able to come out of that situation. You want to stay in that same place, doing the same thing, doing the same job day in and day out.
Yes.
But if you want to reach another level, as you said, of leadership or of
New
any kind
subject matter.
of new
Mhm.
subject matter. You want to
Yeah.
become a subject matter expert in anything, an SME in anything. Then you got to push yourself out of those limitations.
Yeah. See, I don't believe in status quo, nor do I believe in stagnation. I think that even if you have family problems, there are billions of people on this planet. So by translation means that there are billions of circumstances on this planet and there's
Yes,
billions of opportunities. So if you
yes,
pigeonhole or cast yourself into specific understandings about your own life and you never get outside of those, I think that's when you become stagnant and you're convinced and conditioned that you cannot do better or move out or leave these family circumstances to make them better for your family. People don't always see that. Um,
you need
so
to embrace. I want to add one more thing here. You
sure,
need
go
to
ahead.
embrace change.
Yes,
Change is the only constant in life. The environment around, the seasons around us are changing
uh, constantly, constantly.
constantly, constantly. They're never the same. They're never the same.
Well,
So,
with that, go ahead.
with that, we should also, inside of us, we should embrace change.
Yes. And that's what fears people fear the most. People
Most
fear a new job, a new relationship, a new school environment, and change. Those are the four biggest stressors in
stresses.
life. Moving
Yes,
somewhere, being with somebody new, having a new job, and change. Those
change.
are biggest stressors in life. And
Yes,
oftentimes people do those four things at the same time. And
yes,
it becomes overwhelming.
yes,
Um, with that being said, you talked earlier about the emotional quotient and the intelligence quotient. being emotional intelligence, as well as whatever your normal type of intellectual prowess is, working
Yes.
together. Um, Back to artificial intelligence for 1 second here. When a human decides to do something, no matter what it is, we oftentimes consider many things before we make a decision. I think that when we do things, we prepare ourselves for eventual outcomes that may or may not happen. So I always tell people when you're planning anything or when you're about to do something, whether it's mechanical, software oriented, whether it's your physical manifestations or your spiritual manifestations forward, you must always have something. And that's a idea of what happiness looks like forward. I always tell people in order to be happy, in order to be productive about anything, you have to have something to look forward to. And normally, if you look,
Yes.
because that's all happiness is having something to look forward to. Because if
Forward
you don't
to.
have anything to look forward to, you are pretty unhappy. So,
Yes.
using your emotional intelligence and your natural abilities and your thinking process and critical thinking, and you're using all kinds of things that you've learned as humans to move forward in life, to
Yes.
live a comfortable life, then you have to stay focused on what makes you happy.
Yes.
And tell me, what makes you happy, Ruchika?
The definition of happiness
Go ahead, please.
varies from person to person. Happiness is an inner job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happiness is not an external job. You are happy. You are joy. You are fulfilled. That's your natural state. Coming back to that natural state makes me happy.
So because you're happy already, you don't need someone else to make you happy,
Make
is
me
what you're
happy.
saying.
Yes. 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 I'm already happy. I'm already happy. I don't need external results to make me happy.
Which probably grants you a great deal of peace of mind, I guess.
Yes, it gives me a lot of peace of mind. It gives me a lot of, I live in deep state of gratitude for the things that I already have in life. But having said that, I also believe in the theory of karma,
Yes.
in the theory of action.
And
You should
spontaneous action.
you should strive towards your next level. You should strive towards reaching the next level, but at the same time maintaining your inner peace and calmness using either yoga or meditation.
Sometimes an inner dialogue that's concentrated on making you better. Uh,
Yes.
Absolutely. I listen, you're speaking my language. Keep going.
Detaching yourself from the external results, at the same time internally striving for something better.
Making your life itself without transaction. Not you don't
Without,
want a transactional life, is what
we
you're
don't
saying.
want a
Yeah.
transaction life. We want a smooth flowing life.
Got it. I understand. I listen, I'm right there with you. I really am. So tell me something. I need to get down to the rest of the things here on your bio. And I enjoy talking with you. I really do.
Thank
Um,
you.
and so tell us about your writing. I understand you write a lot.
Yes, I write on Medium, I do blogging on Medium, and
Hmm.
I've written articles about my travel, about HR, about spirituality and meditation, and
Hmm.
about like other things like uh, uh, I basically write about whatever experiences I have in life, whatever I've been experiencing or whatever I've been going through. So I talk about my hobbies. I talk about nature walks and hikes. I talk about yoga. I talk about meditation. I talk about my travel. I
Hmm.
did university tour for my son who's in 12th grade now, who's ready to venture out. So I wrote about,
College. Yeah.
yeah, he's going to college. He's going to
Yes.
college.
I'm glad to see you. That's wonderful.
Yes.
I hate to, we only have like about what, 15 minutes left. So I have to do something now. I have to ask you some questions from the audience. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Um, and I've enjoyed our interviews thus far. It's really amazing. I really like the topics. What is it about volunteer work that brings you joy and satisfaction?
It's about, helping others. It's about
Mhm.
reaching out to as many people as others and helping them out in their need, in their time of need. So
Mm.
volunteering brings a lot of joy because most people in the world are running after money, are running after some sort of name, fame, money, and those kind of things. I want to be different from them. I want to give people rather than from take people.
I
I want
understand.
to
So
be
you're
a
not
giver.
after them. You're not there for the money. You're there to spread love and help and understanding.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I like that. And I'm glad you're with Arrow. Can you tell us the work environment and culture at Arrow Abuse Refuge? What do you think about it?
It's absolutely kind-hearted culture, compassionate. People
Yeah.
are totally understanding. People know that if you're tied up in something, you're not able to get back on something. They know that you will eventually will, and they have the patience to wait for you to get back to you, to whatever answers they're looking for to get back on those things. So people are totally understanding, compassionate, kind-hearted, sympathetic, empathetic, and they are totally in tune with uh, I feel that if there is a real world requirement of a job, I would like to work for a company like Arrow.
Well, I'll tell you, we're about to start hiring people after we're fully funded at Norm Therapy, and then it'll be a requirement to volunteer at Arrow for all the staff members, at least 10% of your time. That, of course,
Exactly.
Norm Therapy would pay for. But, we've been told and consistently reminded by not only the people who volunteer, but people who come and receive our Norm Therapy care services or abuse care services, that we're the best work environment they have ever
Yes.
worked with. That's what
It's the
people
best
tell us
work.
all the time.
It's as far as volunteering, as well or a paid job is concerned, Arrow is the best working environment in the whole wide world.
Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
And I say that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not exaggerating or I'm not, saying
I
it
know.
just, I'm saying I really mean it.
I understand. And listen, I agree with you. And not to toot my own horn, but I agree. I mean, I think we have a wonderful culture, corporate
People
culture. We
culture.
have a wonderful way we deal with each other. You're right. Everyone's patient. Kelly Dean, the global executive director, she has that personality. It's innate to her to be that way. So when we started Arrow, and I have a great deal of experience dealing with people worldwide, we decided not on what we wanted at Arrow. We decided on what we did not want at Arrow.
Yes, yes,
And I think that lent a better availability to our spirit and the spirits of others to create Arrow in the idea that you should be comfortable where you work. You should not
yes,
have to tiptoe around on eggshells in order to operate and deal with people. And you
yes,
should be able to, you should have a voice, an
yes.
actual voice that matters. When you say something at Arrow, no matter what area you're in,
It gets,
100% you will be heard.
you'll be
That's
heard.
absolutely. And we will pay attention
And
to it.
things will be acted on. Things will be
Yes,
acted. Yes,
every single time.
every
And
single
even if
time.
the stuff we can't do, we may put it on a shelf for later, or we'll say, we've already tried it and it doesn't work, but thank you anyway. But
Yes,
something of appreciation. So when you said you live in gratitude and deep
yes.
gratitude, you said,
Deep
that means a
gratefulness.
lot. Yes. That means because it's been scientifically proven that people get more out of helping people than to be helped.
Than to be helped. It gives you more gratification, more
Yes.
satisfaction, more fulfillment.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking for not as a means to make money, but as a means to be fulfilled, to
Yes.
be useful, to be useful.
Self-fulfilled, self and useful to others. and
useful to
yourself.
others, and self-fulfilling to myself.
Yes,
That is
absolutely.
why
Yeah.
I work for Arrow. That is why I work for Arrow.
Okay, I have an important question for you. It came from the audience. You ready for it?
Yeah.
What are your goals? What are your current goals, and what are you striving for personally and professionally?
My current goal is to put my son into college.
Yay!
He's almost ready to leave the nest, and we are ready to become empty nesters.
I understand. I understand. That's a good
And
status.
that's like that also has a two kind of double-edged kind of a thing. I'm happy for him, but at the same time I'm sad for myself that he's leaving the nest and going away. And he's
You,
chosen Midwest. He's going to UW Madison. It's a very
wow.
immersive college experience, I hear. And I hope he does well over there. Best wishes to him.
I'm sure he will. If he has a mom like you, of course he'll do just fine. I'm not worried about that. Because you don't seem like you're a smothering mom. You seem like you're just a kind and caring mom.
Yes,
Kind of disciplined,
kind
but
of
kind,
discipline.
yes, but not
Yes.
so smothering of discipline that you prohibit him from being himself.
No, no.
Which,
I want him to have a good work-life balance.
yes,
I want him to have fun as well as study.
of course, of course. That
And
experience is
enjoy
priceless.
what he's doing. Enjoy what he's doing.
Yes. And I think you're right. I think that most parents should want that, and those who don't understand that should somehow or another listen to this and learn that work-life balance is everything. And
Everything, everything, everything.
yes,
Whether
it's
you're in
true.
your professional environment, whether you're studying, whether you're in a personal environment, work-life balance is everything.
It
You've
truly
got
is.
to have a life outside of work. You should not have a strong identification with your job, that your job is the end and the all of everything of your existence.
Anyone who knows me will tell you that when I shut down, I'm not doing anything else work related. I don't care what it is. I'm
Exactly,
done. I'm done.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Oh yeah, you got to shut down. You have to be able to shut it off, at certain periods of time. I know I introduced a few things to Kelly Dean over the years, and
Yes,
she's a wonderful global executive director. And
yes.
one of them is breathing exercises. She is an
Everything.
avid exerciser of breathing because remember, the whole motto, if you will, and underlying theme of Arrow, Abuse Refuge Org, is breathing life into others. So she
Other.
actually breathed physical air into her system to breathe life into her. So she
Yes,
had that oxygenated self to help
yes,
others.
yes.
What do you
First, you
do?
have to do self-care, and then whatever time you have, it's for others.
Right. Yes. If you, okay, say that again. Because, of course, most people didn't hear you the first time. You have to take care of who first?
First, you have to do self-care. You have to
Yes.
take care of yourself, exercise self-love, exercise self-care, deep breathing, as we call it as pranayama in Hindi, in Sanskrit.
Hmm.
Do the pranayama exercises, do the deep breathing, do the yoga, do the meditation, do the gymming, do the nature hikes, do the walks, whatever you like, whatever appeals to you, do that. And then rest of the time is for the whole world for you to help out others.
You know I'm
And
going to be
that will
inviting
give
you
you
back.
an
You know that.
enriched and meaningful life.
You know I'm going to be inviting you back so we can have some spirituality conversations. I'm
Yes,
gonna try and create a panel where
yes,
we talk spirituality, connectivity to that level of spirituality, talk pranic, talk Bhagavad Gita, talk Buddhism, because I really enjoy some of the teachings, talk martial arts and some of the philosophies, but also more about spirituality than anything else. I think
yes,
people on the planet are more connected now to the universe than any other time in history of the world. But
yes,
there's so many different disciplines that they're not seeing the underlying thread that spirit is spirit everywhere. It's how you interpret it from where you are that matters, and how we can
exactly.
get people to start thinking. I think I want to create a panel for just that so we have some good conversation
Definitely,
about that. Yeah, and I'm gonna invite you so you just know that you're on that list already. Yeah,
definitely.
wonderful. I want to ask you one more question, one or two more questions, if that's okay with you. I mean, we got 6 questions from the audience, so I'm just keep it going.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, what advice would you give to those who have never volunteered but are considering it?
I would say that try it out, try it for yourself, try to see if it works for you. It will give you an enriched, meaningful life. It will give you a purpose in life to help others. And helping others gives you the gratification, the soul gratification that you're looking for. And it will give a meaning to your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I like that advice. I think that when people know, because also other things happen in the physical realm, in the earthly realm. When you volunteer and you get all of the spiritual and all of the gratification and all of the connectivity out of it and the usefulness and the gratitude, other things begin to manifest, like you meet new people, you
You
learn
meet
new
new people, you
skills.
learn new skills, you add skills to yourself.
Yes, you do. And you become more useful in life.
Useful. Become more useful in life. Yes.
So I would
So,
suggest teachers, on top of their already busy schedules, should volunteer in different kinds of organizations, at least 1 or 2 hours a week or something like that, so they can see what else is out there to kind of enrich their souls and feed their souls what they
yes,
need in order to get out of that 20-year I've been teaching the same class rut.
yes.
Some people like that, and it's not a rut. So I'm not saying all teachers are this way, but some
Mm.
teachers teach for the sake of teaching, and others teach,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for teaching's sake. And I
Yes.
think there's a big difference between the two. And I think that some teachers are so dedicated and
Yes.
such good teachers, and they
Yes.
wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world than where they are. And they're
Yes.
dynamic normally, or they're so smart. They love their students. They love what they do. I'm not talking about those teachers, although volunteer will help them too, I think. But
Yes. Volunteering is an immersive experience that gives you a complete life.
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Without
Apart
expecting
from your
anything in
professional
return.
goals, whenever I'm looking for a permanent job at the district, that's my professional goal. But I'm going to keep volunteering for Arrow because that's what gives me an extra meaning to my life.
Now you've made my day, Ruchika. You really have. And I
Even
love
if
that you
I
give
get a
up.
job at the district, I'm going to continue volunteering. I'm not going to stop volunteering because volunteering gives me the fulfillment that I'm looking for.
Wonderful. I'm glad you chose us.
Yes.
I'm happy that we've had an opportunity to interview here. And I'm going to ask you one more question, and then I'm going to close this out. Is that okay?
Yes.
Who was most influential in your life that helped you to understand that giving is good?
My dad. My
Tell me
dad used
why.
to help out people. He used to advise people. He used to open their bank accounts. He used to give them financial guidance. He used to give them academic guidance. He used to give them, overall life guidance, how to live your life to the
Mhm.
fullest, to the maximum. He was one guy. He's no more today. He's not in between us in the physical realm, but he's there in the
Spiritual.
heavenly
Yes.
in the other realm. And
Hmm.
I know his blessings are flowing in my life. In everybody's life he has touched, his blessings are flowing. And he was a guy who knew how to enjoy every minute of his life by giving to others.
That is so wonderful. I wish we had more time to talk. But when we have this panel in the future, we're going to talk about that
Yes,
spiritual, earthly, and heavenly realm of connectivity and how to get there and be good about it and feel good about it and get something out of it.
yes.
Ruchika Kharbanda is Kharbanda, correct?
Kharbanda, yes.
Yes. Ruchika, I don't get a chance to work with you often, not often, but you're an amazing lady. I'm glad we did this interview, and I
Thank you.
look forward to it. Thank you very much. Now I'm going
Thank
to go ahead and quickly remind our audience of a few things, and then I'm going to close us out. I'm going to
you.
let you
Okay.
close us out. So, if you've enjoyed and got something out of today's sessions, please show your support by sharing this video and others that you'll find on our @Norm Therapy YouTube channel, and subscribing to our channel, as well as, of course, writing something down and commenting and liking it. And if you can share it, do that as well. Please go to goarrow.org and normtherapy.com. That's GOARO.org and normtherapy.com to explore our opportunities and seek help for yourself or someone needing our services. If you're interested in applying to participate in our live sessions as a guest, victim, or survivor, email us at contact@normtherapy.com. That's contact@normtherapy.com. If you're interested in becoming a norm therapist, we have training courses starting throughout the year. We would love to invite you. It's a paid course now. We're going to talk more about that soon. And we're going to have more shows on just that here in the future. But you want to look at our websites to find out more about that as well. Thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you again Tuesday, May 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be interviewing Tori Steep. She's a pageant queen, a model, president of Lifeline Outreach, suicide prevention advocate, and an author. I look forward to that meeting as well. And you can close us out, Ruchika. Please, what do you want to tell our audience?
I want to tell, go out and help people. It's the most fulfilling thing. Be useful, be grateful, be deeply grateful, and be amazing. Reach your fullest potential. Be the finest version of yourself and try to push your limits. Go out and push yourself out of the plateau, and you will reach new heights.
Be all you can be and help others be all they can be.
Yes.
You made my day. Thank you very much, Ruchika. I really enjoyed this experience. We'll do it again.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
goodbye to our audience.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.